to make.
Ooh.
We are live.
Oh my God. Hi, everybody.
Let's change our Zoom names.
I already did.
Oh yeah. Welcome back.
The crunge and plaster.
Yes.
He's not good anymore.
And
Star is canceled.
Talia, would you like to tell the chat what decision you're trying to make?
Yes. So we leveled up last time, and I get now level 6, like magic items I can create.
That's right.
I'm trying to decide between a bunch of things. So, if you have I'll just list them so I can make boots of elven kind, cloak of elven kind, cloak of the manta ray, eyes of charming, gloves of thievery, lantern of revealing, pipes of haunting, ring of water walking, or a wand sheath. So, if you have any preferences, please let me know.
I will say that the Cloak of Elven Kind would have been very helpful for Cloud when you guys were in the Abbey.
Yeah.
That's such
Why
a
wouldn't it
rip.
do?
It makes it so perception checks to detect you have disadvantage.
That's really cool.
You know what? If it wasn't for that nat 20, I probably would have been more alive after that.
You're still alive!
I know, because I didn't die, but you know.
Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. Where we left off, the party had lost a close friend of theirs, and they fled the Abbey after being saved, quote-unquote, by Strahd. They made their way to the Wizard's Tower on the lake, where they finally found the first of the 3 artifacts that will help them in their fight against Strahd. They found the Tome of Strahd, as well as some information on a mysterious wizard named Rudolph, who might be a helpful ally to them.
Van Richten, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I got.
Rudolph van Richten. They also met up with Esmeralda de Avenir
Ooh.
and her magical cart. And now the party, with Esmeralda in tow, are making their way back to Valaki.
I had a quick question.
Yes,
I got
Cloud.
my notes back. Actually, 2 short things. I can tell the party that in roleplay. Anyway, what was his name? What did Erwin Martikov promise us in exchange for, the wine?
He just said that he'd be able to help you.
Okay. That's because I didn't know if he had promised us gold or if it was just information or something, so that's what
It
I
was
wanted to know.
wasn't it just like that he would talk to us? He'd like
Yeah.
go get it and then maybe I will hear you.
I have errands to run in Valaki. Y'all be ready. Shopping spree. Sorry. Anyway. Hi.
All right, so are we ready to begin?
Yes, I think
We're on the
so.
road again.
All right.
On the road
I
again.
I'm trying to play I Spy again in the forest, but this time I say I spy something blue. Take your time.
The sky's not blue here, baby girl.
Rip.
Was it the lake?
Yeah.
Guys, you gotta get better at this.
Wow.
Like 7 for 0. I don't know how that works. 7 for 7. Excuse me. It hasn't been 7 times.
Cloud, maybe you didn't think that I didn't want to play a spy. I gotta like tell him that.
Orson, if you don't play I Spy with Jasmine, I'm gonna come back there and whoop your ass. Let's go.
It's
Sure, you wanna
fine.
fight? I'll fight.
One of these sessions, we're gonna have a PvP. Orson, we really are.
I will add, Talia, you said last time that over the next hour or so you'd like to read the book a bit
Oh, yeah.
and perhaps use Identify on it.
Well, of course.
Well, if you're going to cast Identify, feel free to read the entire item description. Yay!
Feel
Fucking
free
long.
to
It was
prove
fucking
all
long
my
when I
hard
saw it.
work of keeping it a secret.
It should be in your inventory
Yes,
already.
I see it.
It's
Am I
very
supposed to
long.
read it out loud or just look at it?
You can if you'd like.
Read
That
it for the
depends on
chat.
if you
Nope.
tell us.
As is the power of identify. Only
This
you
is
know.
fancy. Okay, I'll just read it aloud.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Nice person.
The Tome of Strahd is an ancient work penned by Strahd himself. It is the tragic tale of how Strahd came to his fallen state. The book is bound in a thick black leather cover with brass hinges and fastening. The pages are of parchment and very brittle. Most of the book is written in the curious shorthand that only Strahd himself employs. Strains and age have made most of the book illegible. This book is needed to destroy Strahd. Any creature that is not an artificer, druid, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard who holds this book takes up to 6d6 of necrotic damage upon attempting to open it. Artificers, druids, warlocks, or wizards who carry this book must attune to it. If you are an evil cleric or paladin, you can use the book as a holy symbol, and you gain +2 bonus to spell attack rolls you use while you hold it.
Shit.
Full cleric.
The book has 3 charges. If you are holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge from the Talesman and choose 1 creature you can see on the ground within 120 feet of you. If the target is of good alignment, a flaming fissure opens under it. The target must succeed on a DC 20 dexterity saving throw or fall into the fissure and be destroyed, leaving no remains.
Yes.
The fissure then closes, leaving no trace of its existence. When you expend the last charge, the book is sealed and cannot be opened except by Strahd himself.
All right, so we gotta keep counting those charges. Make sure that doesn't happen.
That's
What do you have to say?
that's the book.
Alright.
How many attunement spots do I have left?
Two.
I think you only have 1.
Yes,
I will also add, if you do end up using a charge, I made an option on D&D Beyond so you can keep track of the charges in the item description.
Yes, I
So.
saw.
Great.
Hey guys.
Right.
I was thinking about the name Rictavio the wizard. Or I was thinking about Van Richten, the wizard who owned the tower. And apparently, didn't we hear somewhere that he wore colorful robes? I feel like that was the thing. Maybe not. Anyway,
I think that we were just inferring when we were searching because we found the book about the boy and we were like, oh, that must be where he got it. So I think we just were putting 2 and 2 together while we were on our adventure.
Van Richten, Rictavio. Connection? I think so. Discuss. Cool. Okay. Valaki!
Good discussion, team.
Oh, I haven't been playing with this at all. I haven't been playing with my arcane firearm.
Oh.
Oh.
If I
Why
cast
don't we
a firearm,
play...
it's add a d8 to the spell damage.
Oh, man. Why don't we play 21 questions? I'll start. I'll think of an object.
Luckily,
Ah! Cut off!
luckily, your hour and a half or so of travel time was pretty uneventful, and you made it back to. You are able to make it back to Valaki pretty much unharmed. Pretty much. You were unharmed. You weren't attacked or anything along the way. As you roll through the forest, Esmeralda has been very quiet behind you, and eventually the woods part and reveal an expansive clearing, which is familiar to you. You can see a small grass-covered hill with a few low houses built into its sides, splitting off from where you can see the town of Valaki right in front of you. Fog obscures the details of the town, but you can see that the buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. And atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons. Esmeralda pulls her wagon to a halt and dismounts to approach you guys. I'm afraid that I have business over here outside the town, so this is where we must part for now.
Is this the Vistani camp?
Yes.
How will we know where to meet you so we can continue together and meet up? Like, is there a place or is there like a food cart that you are interested in that we should meet you next to?
You'll find me when you need me.
Right, okay, sure.
Delightfully cryptic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Farewell. Good luck in the town. If there's anything that you need me for, I'll be here for a while. And if not, well, like I said, you'll find me when you need me.
Right, okay.
Well, see you soon, I guess.
See you soon.
Goodbye.
She climbs back up into her cart and makes her way back down towards the camp on the hill.
I'm gonna take a mental note of where the camp is in relation to Ben. Just
Cool.
so I-
It's just outside of town.
Oh, okay. So then I'm
Like, there's a clearing in the woods where Volaki is, and then you roll for, like, probably 10 minutes on your cart, and you can see the hill that the Vistani camp is on.
Oh, perfect. Okay. That's all I wanted to know because we have to come back for the Dusk Elf.
As you make your way into town, you notice that it is a little bit emptier than it was the last time that you rolled through. There aren't very many people in the streets right here, but you can hear lots of noise coming from deeper into the town.
Oh, the festival. We forgot.
It's been long. It's long since gone, unless they have another one every week. which
Do
I
you
is
think
right.
that they have special
about
kinds of
3 days.
tea?
Yeah, it's been 3 days, which was when they said the festival was commencing.
Oh,
Do you think they have special kind of tea?
they might actually.
Probably.
We are
Let's-
going. Let's
Have you ever
go.
made sun tea?
Okay,
Sun
okay.
tea? No.
I have much to teach you. Okay.
Okay.
I just want
remember
to
we did
say,
the Fey Wild.
I just want to say that even though we lost Irina, I really think that our teamwork and working together was just one step closer to being friends, and I really like that, especially being friends with Orzen. So I just wanted to say that our journey together, although maybe not what we would have hoped, I still think that we worked well together, and I thought that was really nice. Does anyone want any tea?
Orson hears this and he's like, and he kind of like has like a feeling of just letting it pass and not making any comment.
Should we go to the Blue Water Inn, drop off the wine, and then maybe we can explore the festival, go shopping?
The wine's
The
already
wine's
been...
the wine's already been dropped off, but we can stop by and see if they enjoyed their delivery.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that, and then we can go enjoy the festival.
Great.
Because I want to find out what his deal is.
Sure. As you approach the Blue Water Inn, there's a man standing out front who goes, "Hey, I've been bloody waiting for you."
I'm sorry, we had.
You can recognize him as the bartender. He's the man that you rented the cart from.
Oh yeah. Didn't we say we were gonna be gone like a day?
Yeah, you did.
Sorry we took so long.
We had a few near-death experiences that we weren't expecting, so we needed the cart just a little bit longer. Thank you so
But
much.
if you need more money for it, then that's fine.
Yeah, because we will give more
Um,
money for sure. We just almost died a few times, so we weren't really thinking about returning the cart to you.
Well, I gave it to you for 2 silver for 1 day. You've been gone for much longer than that, and I've lost some business because of it. Other people need to use this thing. These horses.
I'll give him 10 gold pieces for his trouble.
Shit.
Dude.
Alright.
Whoa.
It's
Like-
fine. It's fine. We have a lot of money.
Alright, thank you.
We have a lot.
Just bring it around the back.
Of
And I kind of tell him like I'm really sorry about that. And I'm sure I'm hoping that this will
No, you've more than made up for it. Thank you.
I'm feeling quite generous today.
Oh,
Especially because we lost a friend on the way.
yeah.
I see. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
They're back.
Yeah, you bring it around the back and you put it back in the stable. There, you can see that there are a couple other stalls where there are some lone horses, but this is the only cart that the inn has.
I kind of give the horses a little pat goodbye. Thanks, buddy.
You get no response from the horse.
Rip.
So. To the festival. Oh wait, no, to Martikov.
Yeah, Mardukov.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go inside.
All right, you go back inside, and you can see that the bartender has made his way back in. He's back at his post. Presumably, he's been coming outside every now and then just to watch and wait for you guys.
Oof.
But other than the bartender, it's empty in here.
I'd assume that there's some festivities throughout the town, so maybe people aren't drinking it out there.
Yeah, I'm sure that since there's no one in here, that means that whatever's at the festival is interesting enough to gather a lot of attention, like maybe some tea. So maybe we should be heading there because
I whisper, I'm like, maybe they're forced to remember.
If you guys want to go ahead, I can just talk to Martikov. If you guys want to go
I'll go ahead and see what's up.
to the festival, or
To the festival.
okay.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay? Because, like, I could totally stay, but I'd really like to go to the festival.
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. I go too.
Talia, you going to the festival? Coming with me? What's happening?
I'll go to the festival.
Okay. I'll go talk to Martikov, and then I'll meet you guys there. I have to run some errands anyway, so it could get boring.
Great. As you walk up the stairs to return to Erwin's room in the Blue Water Inn, let me just change the map. And there you are.
Thank you.
Much bigger than the grid on this map. There you go. As you approach the door and knock, sure enough, Erwin answers. He's alone in the room, presumably. He looks down at you and... All right.
We brought the wine.
The wine's been here a few days. I was wondering if you'd make it back.
Yeah, we got a little sidetracked with previous mission. There was a fly. Sorry, got distracted. There was a little trouble with an angel and then a dragon, and but now we're back. And I was wondering that information, that help you said that you could give us. Do you want to just talk for a second?
Aye, we can do that.
Cool.
On in.
I'm walking in. I'm assuming you heard about your brother's. What happened at your brother's winery? It's his brother's, right?
Father.
Father, excuse me. Your father's winery.
Aye, I heard. I'm a bit slow on that information these days. They aren't too keen of me being over there.
Sorry to hear that. Very nice place. Good facilities, you know. The works.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what information do you have that could help us in our journey and in fight against Strahd?
Well, I can tell you where an artifact is. Might just help you.
That would be very helpful, yes. And what artifact would that be?
It's a holy symbol. Don't quite know how to explain it or its powers. I've never really been magically inclined.
No worries, yeah.
It I'm really, really sorry to have to ask you this, but I'm afraid that we require more help.
Sure. What do you need?
Um, I'm sure my family told you about the seeds that grow the grapes, and how 2 of them now have been lost.
I think we
Um,
heard we actually might know where to find them. I think your father told us a little bit about them.
yes. Here's the thing. I need you to bring them to me.
To you?
Yes.
And well, you don't own the winery, you're not even there. What would you do with them?
My father thinks that I stole the first seed for the champagne, and I sold it off so that I could meet up with a girl when I was a lot younger.
And I'm assuming that's not true.
And that's just not true.
Do you want to tell me the real story?
Yeah, I was on guard that night, watching over the vineyard, when, in my raven form, I was attacked. I don't know how to explain the creature other than a scarecrow.
Oh.
It's,
Did it look like a scarecrow, or did it look like it was made out of twigs?
it looked like a scarecrow.
Continue.
All I know is that I was flying, and then all of a sudden I wasn't, and everything was dark. When I came to, I was half bled out on the floor, and when I looked, the seed was gone. I was, embarrassing, but I was stuck in my hybrid form for near a week. Couldn't transform back all the way. And my father refused to accept that I did everything I could to protect the one. So I left. Started this place. Say, sort of become a refuge for outcast birds like me.
It's nice. I mean, I have stayed in it, and I love the bar. I don't drink myself, but if I did, you'd know where I'd be doing it. Anyway, sorry, that was stupid.
I'm pretty sure you had some of the wine last time you were here.
I'm pretty sure. I actually might have made him tea also.
Yeah, I think I just had tea.
Anyway.
Because they were willing to give me hot water, so.
Anyway, well, we actually might have some leads on that. I recall 2 seeds were stolen, and they still had one.
Yes, all they've got is the seed for the purple grape mash.
Rip.
Yeah, I think your father told us of 2 possible places where we could start our search. I will have to talk to the rest of my party and see what they think, because our friend was stolen, and I don't know if that's really time sensitive at this moment, but I don't know if she's in any immediate danger. Complicated issues. This holy symbol, would we find it in our travels while doing this job for you?
No. You would not.
Okay. Are you gonna tell me its location when we come back from this job?
If you bring me the gems, then yes, I can do that.
The seeds.
Yes.
Well, didn't they? Oh, sorry.
The seeds are enchanted gems.
Yeah, they're magic
Oh,
stones.
okay. You know what? I think I heard that. Okay, well, I will have to talk to my party and see what they think. Why did you want the seeds?
Like I said, my father thinks that I stole them and sold them. Or stole and sold the first one at least. Second loss is relatively new. And I want to bring him back to him. Try to patch things up a little bit with the old man.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Is he like being on the up and up that he actually wants to bring him to his father? That's my question.
Go ahead, you can roll.
I think he's pretty genuine.
8. So, cool.
Yeah, you don't really know Erwin that well.
I know
he's
what
pretty-
to do about faces, and
That's a phase.
Yeah, he's pretty grizzled. He's got like a pretty thick salt and pepper beard and long scars covering his face. So you can't really read him, but you can kind of feel like he's being genuine.
As
As far as you
Hannah,
can tell, he's not lying.
yeah. As Hannah, I hope that works out for him, because if his dad thinks he stole them and then suddenly he brings them, then that's not exactly going to help his case. But
Yeah. Anyway, I will talk to my party and we will get back to that. They are all off at the festival. I should probably go find them. It was nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you as well.
Okay. See you later.
while we were walking towards the festival, Jessamine tried to hold both Orzin's and Talia's hands at the same time.
All right. As you walk along, you find there's a post. There are posts pretty frequently lining the roads of the town, and they have posters all over them that say things like, "Come one, come all to the greatest celebration of the year," then in all capital letters, "The Festival of the Blazing Sun." There's a big sun decal. And then in very small print underneath the drawn sun, it says, "Attendance and children required, rain or shine." Then again, in big bold letters, it says, "All will be well, the Baron."
Do you think that means that we have to have a child? Because, like, I don't want to, show up and not have a child, and, like, I could potentially pretend to be a child if, like, one is required for admission. Like, I just think, like, it says, like, child, like, and attendance.
Huh? I don't think we need a child. It's just everyone, and if you have children, bring them.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. But if we needed a child, I could probably, like...
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
How
is she supposed to know it's not like Chuck E. Cheese? But you also don't need a child to get in there either.
No, you don't. We proved that last year.
You don't.
And we and I'm like, okay, and this, I'm like thinking like, I mean, she is a child already, so there's no need for that.
You know
I'm just
what?
thinking that to myself.
Whatever.
As you walk along the street, you can see that the shops and homes that enclose the town square as you approach are decorated with limp, tattered garlands that are painted bright yellow, and wooden boxes that are filled with dead flowers. Northern end of the square stands a row of stocks, in which are several men and women wearing crude plaster donkey heads.
I don't want to cause concern, but what exactly do you think they are doing, and did we need to get donkey heads? Do you see
I
a
think
cart
I missed the
that
memo.
sells them?
They're locked in stockades,
Oh, I
wearing donkey heads.
don't particularly know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's a strange kind of ritual, or they're pretending, or they literally think they're donkeys. Either
As
way,
you walk into the town square, you can see that there are tons of commoners and peasants, and there are guards lining the walls, and there's a giant stage where the stockades are. There's a man riding a horse who can ride around and
And that's
stop
an
to
actual
inspect
horse.
people. Yes, it is a man riding an actual horse.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. I don't know.
The donkey heads are
Um,
confusing for
And
Jen.
They're all
as he
furries.
stops in front of people, you can see that they put on their best and biggest fake smiles for him. There's also a man that you can see standing directly in front of the stage, who is one giant malformed arm. There are spikes coming out of his shirt, and his fingernails are long like claws. Again, you can see posted all over various buildings and stalls the same poster that declares that attendance is mandatory and that all will be well.
Do you think that Mordekov is gonna be okay? Because, like, he was still... And the bartender, too. Like, they're not here. Are they gonna get in trouble? Should we go, like, tell them that they have to be here? Also, like, do you see, like, a cart that sells the donkey heads? Because I feel like we should probably try to blend in.
Perception check.
I'm not there, am I yet?
No. not
12?
yet. There is not a cart that sells donkey heads. The only people wearing donkey heads are the ones who are locked in the stockades.
I wonder...
Yeah, and
Do you think they're in a timeout?
I think they're in a much worse situation than the time.
Can we find the boy, the guy with the rainbow coat, and ask
Oh,
him
yeah.
to tell us the rest
Is
of
he-
the story
is he there?
about that wizard boy?
If you look around, there are several stalls with different things in them, and plenty of people about that you can try to talk to.
Jessamine is gonna just, like, skip around and take a look at what's going on.
Sure. You can see that there is a tiny stall with very jolly looking fat. He's wearing a purple and green jester's costume. The tails of the hat come down onto his shoulders and have little bells at the end, like jingle bells that you would find around Christmas time. And on his shoulder is a little monkey. He's setting up for a puppet show.
How adorable.
Oh my god.
There's a small group of children
Wait,
all
a
sitting
monkey?
around the stall.
Excuse me, when does your show start? Do I have time to look around, or...
Blinsky has several shows today.
Okay, when's the next one?
We could start probably soon.
Okay. Hey,
I love that.
hey Orson, I'm gonna watch the puppet show, but if you wanna, like, go, like, have a look around, I'll be here. And I sit down next to one of the kids.
Right.
I kind of look at Hannah and all the kids and I'm like, Jessamine and I'm like, yeah, she fits right in on here. I walk along. I walk along to the other stalls.
I try to make friends with whatever kid I sat next to.
All right. The kid doesn't really respond, like, at all.
I just keep talking to him. I don't get it. I just keep rambling, and I'm telling him the story. I'm telling him the story of all of our escapades and what's happened to us, and then I'm like waving my staff in front of him, and I'm like, and then I got this really cool staff from, like, the tree people, you know? And then
The only reaction that he has is he's vaguely frightened by the staff. As
Okay.
you wave it around in front of him, there's like some dark energy that pours out of it.
Okay, I literally just tell him the entire story of our escapades so far, and then
Well,
I
section.
offer him tea.
All right. He hardly responds at all.
I think you're a Jasmine boy. I'll go ahead and make it. And I make it tea anyway.
As you talk to him, you can see that the fat man has disappeared, and the curtains slowly begin to draw back.
I'll tell you the rest of the story later. We have to watch the show.
A cruel little puppet, a crude puppet of himself pops out and starts dancing around, waving its arms back and forth. And he says, "Welcome to Blinsky's show."
What a creative title.
Over the next hour or so, you find yourself enamored by what breaks down into essentially a retelling of Snow White.
Yay.
He's giving you, out of these crudely made and kind of terrifying puppets, he tells a story of a princess and her evil mother. The evil mother is very jealous of the princess's looks and so orders the princess to be killed. However, she escapes with the help of the assassin when she is a very young girl still. And she's brought out into the woods and watched over by 7 halflings. And although the halflings watch over her, they do have to work in the day. And she's left vulnerable when they are off at work. Eventually, another assassin of the jealous mother comes out and poisons the young girl.
No.
She is put into an eternal sleep. The halflings believe that only true love can save her, and so they try to find whoever they can to come out and help, but nothing wakes her up.
No.
And eventually the 7 halflings pass, and the princess is forgotten about in the woods.
Is she still there? Is she still there?
After telling this story, the same fat puppet pops back up and waves around. "Thank you for watching my show, and remember, it's no fun, it's no Blinsky."
Okay, I just want to say that throughout, the equivalent of live tweeting, that's what I'm saying to this kid next to me. I'm like reacting to everything. Like,
I tap on a Jessamine shoulder and I'm like, don't worry, that's not how the actual story ends.
okay, is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay. No, but literally, like something would happen, and I'd be like, no. Do you think blah, 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 blah? Like, just to the kid, like, the entire time. And then, also, are the kids reacting? Or are they just, can I, like, make a check to see, like...
Go ahead and make a perception check. I was just gonna ask you to make one.
Oof. Oh, wait, I'm lucky. Oh, that's so much whoa. So I rolled a nat 1, but I'm lucky, so I get to roll it again, and then I rolled a nat 20.
Ooh.
Very temperamental. Nice. So that is a 22.
You notice that as you look around, there are some kids who are like laughing and reacting to the fun and horrifying parts of the story.
Okay.
But for the most part, they're all just sitting there.
And Talia watched the show with me, right? You were behind me, you said, because you tapped on my shoulder? Okay. At the end, I'm gonna, after, like, telling the boy, it's like, hi, I'm gonna go talk to my friend now, but, I'm gonna tell you the rest of the story a little later, maybe at the next puppet show, if you're interested. Here's your tea. Anyway, I'll be back. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you the rest of it. Like, just stay right here. And I don't care if he responds or not.
No reaction.
Okay. And then I turn around to Talia and I'm like, hey, Talia, it's the weirdest thing, like, this story had like a lot of like crazy parts, and you would have expected like some crazy reactions, but it seems like I was the only one like reacting super strongly, and the kids were just like sitting there watching. Like, I mean, I don't want to make inferences, but when I had that dream pastry, I was kind of like, I don't even remember that. Like, maybe they gave them something to like make them just sit there and be quiet and watch the puppet show, because like none of them are moving, and the next puppet show is probably not for another like 5 minutes, so I don't know why they're not moving. I just don't think that that's normal. And by the way, I told that kid like our entire story, and he like didn't react at all. So I'm like, are you desensitized? Like, do I need to call someone? Are you okay? Anyway, what do you think?
Is there child support services in
Literally.
this town?
You'd have to look and see.
Can I make like a perception check to see if like
Did you watch
Is
the
it-
puppet show with us?
I kind of walked around, just looked around.
Okay. As the puppet show is going on and Orson walks around, he finds there are a couple stalls with like other activities and games. The guy that you know to be Rick Tavio is standing on a table in the middle of the festival. He's telling stories.
Oh my god.
So you could,
It's not the story, is it?
what?
Did we miss it? He's not telling the story that we wanted to hear, is he?
I don't know. You
I
have
get
to-
really excited, but I don't show it.
But
I gotta go. I'm like,
So you're gonna listen to his story, Orson?
yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right. So you like push your way through the crowd a little bit so that you can get closer to the table, and the man is telling a similar story to the last one. Some of these like commoners that are surrounding you are very engaged in what he has to say, and others are just kind of staring deadpan at him. He's telling the story of an orphaned boy who's being raised on a farm in the desert by his aunt and uncle. One day, the boy was sent out into the world to try and hire some help for their farm, but by the time that he came back, his aunt and uncle had been killed. The hired help that he brought with him tells him of a hermit that's out in the desert. And so they go out and they find him. The hermit claims to be a part of an old group of psychic monks. His father. So the boy goes with the old man, and eventually they leave town, and he goes through training to become a psychic monk himself, and eventually destroys all evil in the world,
Yeah,
saving
I
his
heard
father's soul in the process.
that. I hear this story, and something from within tells me that the story of his father was absolutely awful and dreadful. Both in the sense
his
that
father German, perhaps.
both in the sense that his father, both in the sense that the story of his father's may I say the prequels were absolutely awful, just the story context, but also that his father turned to the more night side of things. I listened to this thing.
I personally found the story of his father somewhat enjoyable at times.
Maybe the third iteration of his story. Maybe.
The third installment.
The third installment.
Third
Third
installment.
Which one? We don't know.
Cloud, you do make it to the festival in the middle of the puppet show that's happening.
I wanna.
Oh yeah, what were you gonna say
Whatever
to me?
happened- Oh, I was just gonna say these people are pretty traumatized, so like they may just be desensitized to everything, and they
I
may
mean,
just
I don't want to like make assumptions, but maybe they're like under a spell or something to try to make them like enjoy the festival. Because remember when we heard about like that thing where like you like have to go to the festival, right? And you have to like act like you're having a really good time, or like bad things will happen. I wonder if any of these people were like not having a good time, and then that guy on the horse like did something, and then now they're just like there existing, but like not reacting to anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this kid, if it was any other kid, I'm sure they would have been like, whoa, that's so cool to like the story I was telling, and he wasn't even reacting.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna keep.
What are
I'm
you
gonna
trying to-
keep rambling while
Find
she
out
does.
if they're like, if anyone's like under a spell or like being affected by something, like the people who are deadpan.
Okay.
And while she's doing this, I'm still talking.
$24.
Oh, nice.
You focus your efforts on the children in front of you because that's where you had been paying attention previously. And although most of the children, probably 9 out of every 10, are completely unreactive, there's no magical spell going on with them, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna kind of walk away into like a corner where there's less people.
I'm
Okay.
gonna keep talking.
Jessica, help me out here, sis.
What? What do you want? What do you want to know?
I think there's something off here. I don't know. My original assumption was that like they're just really traumatized, but I don't know. I didn't detect any magic on them, or I don't know. They all just seem to be having they just either are having a really great time, or they're just here and they're not reacting to anything or being responsive.
Well, there's no spell at play, dearie. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I figured that much out.
There is another form of magic, though. A curse, if you will.
The Curse of
Well, I
Strahd?
kind of.
These people are trapped here.
Oh, Jessica.
By the Baron?
No. Well, in a way, that too. I mean, would you want to go to this shitty festival?
I mean, like, there's no fire anywhere. Like, what's the point, you know?
It's called the Blazing Sun, and there's no fire.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand. Okay. Do you know, will you tell me the source of the curse, or do I have to figure that part out?
We'll figure it out soon enough.
That was the printer, just randomly said.
Jessamine notices, like, about halfway through that Talia's not even there to be listening to her. So she's gonna...
Oh, I thought you were, like, walking after her, continuing to
Oh,
talk.
I was just gonna keep, like, talking about conspiracy theories about what I think is going on while I'm, like, looking around, and then I notice that she's not there. And then I'm like, oh, and then I'm gonna try
As
to
you're
find her.
standing by yourself, rambling about what may be happening in this town, the man on his horse rides by and goes, "Well, hello, little one. You're new here."
Yeah, my name is Jessamine. I'm here with my friends. We've been kind of, like, adventuring around town and, like, going on, quests and stuff, and we just came to, like, enjoy the festival. I just saw the puppet show. It was really good.
Oh, well, I see. Why don't you give me a smile? The biggest one you've got.
Oh no.
she just, like,
Great.
as hard as she can smile, she's like,
All will be well, little one.
thank you.
Rides away.
She's like,
I run back up to Jessica and like,
She's like, huh?
so I just had a conversation with Jessica, and
oh.
apparently there's a curse.
Oh my god, Jessica, I am on the same page as you. I totally think there's something else going on here. We should talk. Is there a way that me and Jessica could talk? Because I feel like we'd be really good friends. Anyway, the man
I mean,
on the...
Talia could, like, act as a translator.
Oh my god. The man on the horse came by and was, like, asking me questions and stuff, and I didn't give too much information. I just said that I was an adventurer, which is, like, the truth, you know, I didn't want to lie.
Yeah, let's just not
And then he asked me to smile, and then I did. And then he was like, all will be well. And I was like, okay, cool. And then after I was like, oh, isn't that what they said like they would do? And like if we don't smile and act like we're having a good time, then like bad things could happen. I'm just lucky that I like to smile. Like what if I hadn't smiled? What would have happened to me?
We should go find oars then.
I agree.
Cloud, is there anything that you'd like to look around and or do?
I'd like to look for a general store.
Well, there is the town general store, but
Won't the worker be at the
when you
festival?
look inside, there's no one there.
Everyone has
Presumably,
to be at the festival. Cloud, you should probably get to the festival or you're gonna be in trouble, baby.
yeah. I mentioned that he had come to the festival.
Oh.
That I assumed that you were on your way here. You arrived during the puppet show.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
So there are tons of stalls and like people that you haven't interacted with yet as a party. So you could, like, if you want to just look around.
Does it look like these are like mini versions of all the stores, or did they look like they're selling specialized products for the festival?
Kind of both. There are a couple that are advertisements for stores, like the puppet show. After he finished, the fat man came back up and he started selling toys to the children.
How much are they?
Go and talk to him. You can see his selection and see
Okay, Talia.
what he has for
I
sale.
know we want to find Ozen, but the puppet show guy is selling toys. Can we wait like just a second to find out how much they are before we go find him?
I have a question. Where's the Baron?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
The Baron's riding his horse. He's kind of up by the stage. He's going around and interacting with people every now and then, but more often than not, he's up by the stage talking to the guards or to the man with the deformed arm.
I'm gonna go to these soldiers here
Great.
and ask them a few questions.
Before you do, Cloud, is there anywhere that you'd like to go?
What kind of stalls do I see around?
You can see there is a small little stall where there's a burly looking human man. He's got like a big twisty mustache and a single scar that goes down the side of his head. He's bald other than the mustache. And he's selling weapons. There's what looks like a long range, like you would shoot arrows at it. There are a few targets and there are arrows sticking out of the ground, and there's a man, a bard who's yelling out and trying to get people to try their luck. There's a small tank with some shapes bobbing in them, and there's a man yelling out, "Bob for potatoes!"
I'm gonna make my way over.
Before you do, there are two more stalls that you
Yeah.
can see. Three more. One is the owner of the general store. One is a familiar-looking old woman selling some pies. And one is covered by dark red curtains with the words "Madame Nadja's Fortunes" painted over it.
Oh my god.
Okay. Personally, I wanna make my way over to the weapons guy,
All right.
because I've been in the market for a new weapon. Hi.
Oh, well, hello. You're a bit shorter than I'm used to.
Can't tell if
Hello. How can I help you?
I am in the market for a new weapon. I currently have these. I'm gonna draw my CX and my whip, just flat out in the middle of the festival.
The guards that are standing like on either side of the stall are kind of uneasy at this, and like they ready their spears.
Guys, I have to show them my weapons. I gotta tell them what I want. Okay, I'm gonna put them away. So I was wondering if you had any rapiers?
Well, not on me. I've just got some knives and a couple of short swords at the stall today. I'm not allowed to bring longer weapons to this kind of event.
That's fair.
I've got some arrows. I could try and make you a rapier. I don't know if I've ever had to do that.
You have a shop in town, yes?
Yeah, I do. It's up by the church to the north.
Oh, cool. And do you sell full length weapons there?
Yes, I do. I've got heavy weapons, though those might be a bit big for yourself. Long swords, rapiers, great swords, flamberge, falchions, pretty much anything that you could imagine.
Cool. Maybe I'll come check you out after the festival when you're back there then.
Great.
Cool. Thank you so much.
I approach the group of kids and the jester to try to hear like what kind of toys he's selling and like how much they are.
He's got mainly dolls. He has a headless doll that comes with a little sack, and in the sack are a whole bunch of different heads that you can select to put on the doll. One of them is a donkey head. One of them is a person with their eyes and mouth sewn shut.
Oh.
A couple other various humanoid heads in there. There's a miniature gallows that he sells, complete with a trapdoor and a weighted hanged man.
Oh no.
There's a set of wooden nesting dolls, like the Russian dolls that go inside of each other.
Okay.
And each one gets smaller and smaller until the final one is a tiny mummy.
Oh.
He sells a mobile, a mobile like you hang above a baby, and the shapes are little bats. And if you press a button, the bats will flap their wings.
That's adorable. Okay.
He sells a little wind-up merry-go-round, and the horses are all wolves chasing a child.
Oh. Okay.
He's selling a ventriloquist's dummy that looks suspiciously like Strahd.
Now hold on a second.
Iconic.
And then make a check real quick.
This seems a little strange.
8.
You can see that there are other figures in his stall that he didn't bring out,
Okay.
but
Not sure what they are.
yeah.
Excuse me. How much is the ventriloquist doll?
The devil?
Yeah.
And he like puts his hand inside and speaks as Strahd and says, 10 gold.
Okay. I'm not the most responsible with money, so I'm gonna go like talk to my friends about it first because I think that they'd be kind of upset with me if I like spent a bunch of money without telling them. But I'm very interested. Do you also like do ventriloquist lessons to like teach people how to do that? Because I would love to.
I could, but Blinsky is not very good.
I think you're great. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
I go up to Talia. I go up to Talia and I tell her all the dolls that I see, and then I tell her about the Strahd ventriloquist doll, and I tell her how much for some reason I am compelled to get it just to talk as Strahd. And it was 10 gold, and I ask her if that's reasonable.
I'm kind of not paying attention because I'm like kind of focused on the hag with the dream pastries, and I'm a little bit like uneasy and like not fully present. Like,
So
I will add the ventriloquist's doll is almost as tall as you are.
that's amazing. That's everything I need. So I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna ramble to Talia and just like keep going like, and keeping being like, and you know, like I think that ventriloquy could be like a skill that could be useful, and if I have like a miniature Strahd, maybe we could practice what we want to say to him, or I could like,
sure,
okay, cool, thank you. And I go back and I buy it.
Sure, all right. Blinsky is very happy to finally sell a toy to someone. And he I will miss you, my friend. And the doll goes, "You too, Blinsky,"
Wow.
and kisses him on the forehead
Oh my god.
before he very slowly hands the doll to you and wipes away a tear.
Is it heavy? Like, can I carry it like a baby?
It's probably 15 pounds.
Okay.
It's made mostly of wood, and as soon as he hands it to you, all of its limbs go limp, and its head like dangles down.
Whoa. Okay. I carry it like it's like across my arms like this, and I say, "Thank you so much. I loved your puppet show. Are all of the shows the same story or are they different?"
We have a couple different stories that we tell.
Awesome. Okay. I may be back. Thank you again. And I
Remember, it's no fun. It's no Blinsky.
yeah. I go up to Talia and I try to maneuver it like to get it so that I can talk as Strahd and be like, "Hello, Talia. I am Strahd." And I'm like hiding behind it, but I'm not doing a very good job.
Jasmine,
Bleh,
what is
bleh,
that?
bleh. It's the Strahd puppet that I told you about, and I asked you if 10 gold pieces was like a pretty like acceptable price. Blinsky was selling it, and I thought that it would like be really fun to like practice my skills and also practice what we might say to Strahd.
Great.
Practice what we might say.
Cool.
Practice
I'm
the
really
same.
happy for you.
Thank you. I'm gonna go try to find Orzen.
Orzen, do you still want to talk to the guards?
Yeah.
All right.
I asked the guards. Do you know? This might sound like a strange question, but do you know who the people in the gallows or the donkey heads are particularly? Are they like prisoners? Are they like?
One of them barks up and goes, "Prisoners arrested for malicious malcontent."
What do you consider malicious malintent? If you don't mind me asking.
Malcontent.
Malcontent.
Just smile and keep going for the burgomaster.
So they just didn't smile. That's why they're up there?
Just smile and pretend to be happy for the burgomaster.
Well, I mean, I can do that, but yeah, I mean, are they gonna die?
No, they're not gonna die. If you look, he turns you around and points to the stage. Look, see, there's a man up there. He's taking money. You can throw eggs at him.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, they go home.
I mean, the people don't really seem that happy, even though they're supposed to be happy.
Like I said, just a fake smile. When the burgomaster comes round.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, at this point, I'm just like really confused and like, and I don't really know what to say. So I kind of just walk away from the soldiers. Is there any chance like I can like recognize? Like I probably don't know who any of the people in the were being like in the stockade, but like do I kind of know who the guy with like the half arm shape does it remind me of someone? No.
You don't recognize him, no.
Can I go to the tent that had the what do you call it? The fortune teller?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to that tent.
As you walk up to the tent, you can see that there is a little sign in front of the curtain that says, "Slide 2 silver under to get your fortune read."
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll slide 2 silver.
Right? As you do, the curtains draw back, and you can see this is a Indian woman. This is just like a white woman who has painted her skin to be a dark brown and she puts on a very embarrassing and terrible caricature of Vistana.
No.
There are a few Vistani that are mingled in with the crowd, and you catch them throwing glances over towards the stall as she puts on a very embarrassing display, pretending to read from Taraka cards similar to Madame Ava at the beginning of your journey.
I mean, I'm thinking what I was gonna do. He's very intelligent, and he's like somewhat wise. He sees this, and he looks at her, and he's like, if I give you a gold piece, will you just like take down your shop and leave, please?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Let me see my persuasion modifier. Jesus Christ. It's not very good. Okay, that's 16. I have a -1, so that's actually a pretty good roll.
Yeah, she kind of like interrupts her act and looks at you, and she like reaches a hand out, and you can see that she didn't paint her hands. They're
Yay.
just pale.
Okay, well, here. Just promise me that you won't pretend like to be a Vistani. This is just disgusting. Like I tell her straight up, this is just, please don't do that.
She just kind of smiles and nods, and the curtains close.
Okay, there goes my gold piece. But at
Ladies and
least-
gentlemen, we got him.
That's oh my god. Can't believe that actually happened.
That Bash guy says she's gonna regret that once she's famous.
Yikes, dude.
She really is.
Uh,
do I
as you
s-
walk
oh, sorry.
away from the small tent, you can see that there are the Vistani that are mingled in with the crowd. They kind of give you a nod.
And I kind of wave them off, and I go to Cloud because I see him nearby. I think he's the nearest person next to me. I say hi. I like kind of wave to him and walk towards him.
Hello.
Do I see them?
Sure, yeah, you can see.
I walk up with my Strahd puppet and say, "Hello, I want to suck your blood, blah blah blah."
Oh God, why would you buy that?
I look at her, and I'm like, don't tell me Talia told you to. Don't tell me Talia told you to buy that.
I was
Was it-
like talking to her and I was like explaining the situation and how I really wanted one of Blinsky's toys, but all the other ones made me kind of uncomfortable. Like there was a merry-go-round with wolves. I don't know. It just like,
would make you uncomfortable, Jesse.
well, I thought that I could practice my like ventriloquy skills or something, and like maybe become a ventriloquist, and then we could practice what we want to say to Strahd. And whenever I go and I like start to retell the story of what happened, now we have a Strahd to act it out.
I'd like to point out you introduced that puppet to your friend who got his blood sucked by Strahd by saying, "I want to suck your blood."
I know.
I still have the bite marks.
Does it?
Like
Hold
staring
on,
at the
hold on.
flag.
Just to make it even more realistic, does the mouth fit around your neck? Just let me. Oh.
I kind of like look at Jessamine, and I'm like, I'm taking this away from you. Just have to take it out. That's enough from me. That's really rude. I'm keeping this until you learn your lesson. The man just got bit by Strahd, and you told him, "Does his mouth fit over your neck?" No, don't do that. I'll give it to you when you're being good again. And
So,
kind of like,
so I'm gonna get it back.
maybe.
I'm sorry, Cloud. I'm just thinking like if we like make the story really good, then we could potentially make some extra money while we're traveling.
That's very fair. It's okay, Orson. I'm fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Pull it back out of my bag.
Alia, would you like to do anything with the dream pastries cards?
Yes, I would. Okay,
Take it back,
Jessica, tell me about this bitch.
Oh, well, that's Morgantha. She was a part of my coven once. She always had a penchant for killing children. Don't know what her deal is with that.
Well, aren't I lucky you never gave me to her?
Why would I? You are too valuable to me, dearie.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Is there... Because I want to... I guess I could just go talk to her.
Sure. As you approach her little cart, you can see that there are people, like villagers, who are buying things from her. Even her pastries are pretty expensive. It's 1 gold for a pastry, whereas food is normally much cheaper around here. So people really do like her pastries. And there are even people who will come up and you watch a man beg her for one, even though he doesn't have the gold. And she offers him in exchange a means of alternative payment, is all that she says.
Okay. So I guess I get in line.
Sure. You get in line and wait for a little bit. And soon enough, you're at the front. Most of these exchanges are pretty quick. It's just, here's the gold, give me the pastries.
Hey, Morgantha.
How do you know that name?
Hold on, I forgot the name of my channel.
Jessica.
Jessica.
No, that's not her real name.
Jessica's a fake name.
Oh.
Jessica's her fake name. I was raised by Olga Hornfinger.
Oh,
No
you're...
wonder she goes by Jessica.
Yeah. What'd you say? Sorry.
I said, so you're Olga's little slut.
I guess you can call me that.
Olga took everything from me, you know.
Yeah, she did the same to me, so. So at least we have one thing in common. You know, I'm the one that killed her.
And I bet that it would just kill you where you stand. I bet that it would just rub her the wrong way if I killed you where you stand.
Well, she's already dead, so. Anyways, very proud of you with your whole business effort. I noticed they're a lot more expensive here than they were the last time you sold us one.
Okay. What are you trying to infer?
Nothing, I'm just interested.
People have more money to spend here. I can make more money.
I mean, good for you, sis.
And you are preventing that by holding up the line. Make a purchase or leave.
I've heard that you offer alternative measures of payment.
She leans back and folds her arms before looking at you, kind of giving you a squint. Well, I do. What do you have to offer me?
I don't know, what is it that you want?
I see you're not serious. People who ask know what I require. Make a purchase or get out of line.
Jeez.
I'm gonna walk away.
All right.
I feel like
She does
I have
not-
to make a... It's taking a lot in me to not set the entire cart on fire.
Yeah, and Jessica's in your ear going like, burn, burn, burn.
Do specifically I see that exchange go down?
Um,
Looking at
sure, I'd say you're close enough to witness that.
Look over at Talia. Are you okay? Talia?
What's Jessica saying? Does Jessica like my puppet? I feel like she would.
Doesn't he?
Okay, yeah.
Talia, are you okay?
She's back.
Who?
And I gesture over to the. You want to find out about those pastries? Now's your chance.
You know, I did eat one, and I don't really remember much of that. I wasn't. Do you guys remember what happened to me? Because I remember eating one, and then I remember waking up the next morning and feeling like not so great. So
I'm pretty sure.
Orson remembers
I'm
that
pretty
we
sure
kind of
having
used her as a
people trade
test
their
dummy.
children
Oh,
as her alternative means of payment.
and I ate it.
So, yeah.
So, since I have you all here, just to change the subject a little bit, I think we should probably go check out Old Bone Grinder, the mill. But, I talked to Mardukov, and, he told me about something that could help us destroy Strahd. A holy symbol, an artifact. But he would not tell me where it was because he wants another favor, which was kind of stupid because he told us he would help anyway. He wants us to find the seeds that were stolen from his father and bring them to him so he can bring them to his father as a way of being like, hey, I didn't steal them, but I got them back for you.
3 of the other ones that make the red dragon
The Red Dragon Crush.
crush. No, yes, red dragon crush.
Red Dragon Crush and Champagne du Leston.
Oh, well,
And-
I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually pretty excited to go find these because, like, I really want to stomp on some grapes and make some wine.
Okay, so we're just gonna do nothing about
Where both of
Morgantha
us
and the fact that she's literally murdering children and turning them into pastries and selling them to people?
I mean,
When you put it that way, that does sound concerning.
but here's the thing. We're in the middle of a town that's doing a festival, and everybody is forced to smile.
That's
In
true.
which case, we can't just kill her now, because that's not very festival-like, and we'll probably get arrested.
As the four of you talk to each other, you hear a cry of, all will be well! And you can see coming from the southern, or the southwestern end of the town square, the burgomaster is riding in on his horse. And trailing behind him is a parade of unhappy-looking children marching through the dusty streets. They're all dressed rather comically as sunflowers. Their faces are painted a bright yellow. They're followed by a disorganized group of commoners. They're all beating on drums, kind of out of rhythm, and they're all wearing half face masks of the sun.
Don't worry,
At
you
least they're wearing
guys.
their masks.
Don't worry, you guys. I know how to handle this. Just smile.
In turn, the men beating on drums are followed by a woman on a white horse.
Ooh.
She's covered in strands of yellow string and garlands. She waves to a crowd with a fake smile, and the crowd waves back. Behind them go a group of sorry-looking men, and they're dragging a carriage on which is a massive sphere of laced wood and vines and wicker. It smells of oil wafting through the open square.
Yes.
Fire.
The burgomaster rides his horse around, and you can see that he's wearing a similar half face mask, more like the Phantom of the Opera than Batman.
Amazing.
He's painted the other half of his face bright yellow, similar to the flower children. And as he wheels his horse around in circles, he almost tramples one of the children. He then rides into the center of the square, and he holds a gruesome-looking lit torch in the one hand and a wooden sword in the other. He marches his horse in a tight circle around the giant ball of wood and wicker. And he shouts out, "In my safe mountain town of Volaki, We reject the Dark Prince. By the light of the blazing sun, all will be well.
Can I look around? What is everyone else doing? Do they all have like big smiles plastered on their faces?
People are smiling, yeah, mainly as they see the burgomaster come past them, but now that he is in towards the center, a lot of people are just kind of looking.
Yeah. Okay. If he looks at me, I'm gonna like a second too late go from the to just so it's like noticeably that it's forced.
As he brings his horse around the wooden sphere, you can hear there's a single high-pitched chirping screech from above. And only a few of the Valachians notice it at first, but it's followed by a rising chorus of dozens and then hundreds of clicking and chirping screeches, and quickly followed by the sound of leathery wings on the air as you look up and thousands of bats pour across the sky, casting the town into this surreal twilight darkness. The bird, his yellow painted face illuminated by the torch, wheels around in a circle defiantly and leans down to thrust his flame against the giant sphere. However, just as the flame catches and begins to rise up, the bats pass, and all of a sudden, all of Valaki is covered in a torrential downpour. The flames of the burgomaster's torch are quickly extinguished, and sheets of water soak down on the town square. Flame and all torches that people were carrying are extinguished as the sky tears down. The bats are gone. And after a brief shock, you can hear a single short there are a few small gasps from the crowd, and a harsh look of rage comes over the burgomaster's face. They turn to look at the source, and it's the guard that Orson had been speaking to earlier. Ezek! Arrest that man! He's a malicious malcontent! And the Baron points his finger shakily into the crowd at where the laughter comes from. The man with the deformed arm walks down from the stage and storms down into that direction. He chains the guard by his hands and feet and latches him onto the back of the burgomaster's horse. The burgomaster then speaks up again. You see, the glorious blazing sun will keep us all happy and keep the devil away, and all will be well. As the man with the deformed arm walks back towards the stage, he thrusts his arm into the wall of wood, and it lights ablaze, ignoring the heavy rain coming down. Baron's eyes skim across the faces in the crowd as he takes his horse and rides it faster than the guard can walk. He's dragging the man on his back behind the horse as he goes through the square.
I think Orson would do this, but oh man. The more the Baron kind of like drags this soldier that I talk to, the more angry he gets. And he pulls out his falchion and cuts the chain that the burgomaster is dragging him by.
I'm stopping it. I'm taking my seat out and stopping his falchion.
Make contesting dex checks, you two.
Hold on. Like, is there something I can do to...
Dex checks? So
Calm
like,
the
read that?
Make a
motions?
clarity check.
Wait, say that again?
Just a general dex check.
So adding our modifier as well.
Yes.
11.
12.
Ooh.
As he begins to draw his sword, Cloud, you manage to catch and just grab his hand before it comes out of the sheath.
I wouldn't do that.
I kind of look at it and I'm like, I'll stop, but can't bear to see this. And I put my sword in and I start walking away from the square.
I go after him. Believe me, I want to do the same thing, but this is not the time. We have to. I think we need to get out of here and figure something out.
As the two of you begin to walk towards an exit, the guards on either side kind of come down and prevent you from leaving.
There are a few things that we haven't seen at the festival yet, right?
Oh, sorry, were we walking towards an exit?
Yeah, like maybe we should check out the archery or something and continue.
Is he still dragging him? Is he still dragging him by the horse?
Yes, he is. And you can hear that others in the crowd are kind of growing upset at this. So the Baron... The Baron gets off his horse. You can see the man with the deformed arm climb up on top. And he takes the horse away towards what you can assume is the Burgomaster's mansion. It is the biggest building in town. Yes, Jessamine?
Can I try to cast Calm Emotions?
On who?
Well, each humanoid in a 20-foot radius would have to make a saving throw.
Okay.
I'm just gonna notice that everyone's getting on edge, and I'm gonna try to go, to get my party and then as many people as possible.
Really
I'm gonna go
I'm
to
gonna
the
whisper to
bathroom, I'll be
Orphan.
right back.
Should I follow him?
So, yeah, maybe I'll
if you're gonna follow him, I'm gonna follow him.
Right, maybe I'll move right here, just one a little bit to the side.
You could run after me.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions.
Cool.
Are we doing it?
Well,
You guys...
we have to see what Jessamine.
Yeah, you guys have to make...
This is not like an emotional decision. I just want to know.
For me, it's an emotional decision.
Oh.
You guys have to make charisma saving throws.
Oh, charisma? That's not.
Dang it, I'm not part of the charisma crew yet.
Yeah, me too.
I'll roll
Next
for
level,
10.
guys, I get to add my wisdom modifier to any charisma check, so technically
What's the saving throw DC?
13.
it's a wisdom.
I'm an 18.
It's charisma.
I rolled an 18.
She rolled a 12?
So-
Okay.
Talia's eyes just glaze over for a
Okay.
second.
I've kind of seen this before, and I know Jessamine very well, so I kind of look at her and I'm like, this is not a time for me to calm my emotions.
I just don't want anything to happen to any of us, and I feel like this might be a time to calm our emotions. I don't know if you noticed what happened to the guard that didn't calm his emotions, and now he's being dragged away, and the same very thing could happen to you, or you could be one of those donkey people in the stockades that people could throw eggs at, and I personally do not want to see that happen to you.
I'm sick and tired of people being used for entertainment.
The group of people that surrounds you kind of dies down, but as they do, a woman with dark hair steps up onto the table where Rictavio was telling stories earlier, and in a very loud and booming voice calls out, "Enough of this lie! You have no power against Strahd. I received a prophecy that heroes would come and save us from your tyranny and from the Dark Prince's hands."
Me and Cloud are like,
Stop it.
I look at
Is
Orzin.
anyone coming for her?
At this point, no.
I look at Orzin and I say, maybe we should just be careful about it. I don't know if going straight for the Burgomaster first is a good idea. Maybe we should go for the guards and see if they agree with us, because strength in numbers is going to be what we want. I don't know if attacking the Burgomaster first is the way to get what we want before we talk to the guards, because the guards will obviously defend him.
Cloud and Jessamine, the two of you notice running through the crowd is one person. There would have been two, but one of them had their emotions calmed. One runs through the crowd, and he stops suddenly and cries out, "There! There! This man, he's been killed!"
We run over?
Pointing?
The guards close in on the crowd, and some of them try and struggle to approach the man. Cloud and Talia, go ahead and just roll perception checks for me.
Oh,
Real
I
quick.
thought you said Jessamine.
I meant Talia. It's based on your passive perception.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Passive
Perception.
Mine is 12.
Yeah, I know.
Is this perception?
Yes, perception roll for me.
20.
It hit my
Great.
keyboard and re-rolled. Roll it again.
Cloud, you catch the man who shouted, slide a blood-covered dagger into his jacket, before yelling out, "Don't you see? The Burgomaster's only here to harm us! The devil is among us!"
I'm gonna go over, since I've been calmed and I'm a neutral good person. I'm gonna go over to him and I'm gonna try to like, "Hey buddy, what's that?" And I'm gonna try to grab the dagger.
It's already in his jacket.
He's gonna say the
No,
devil is
I know.
here. He's
Alright.
gonna shout that and I'm gonna be like, no, it's just a puppet.
Alright,
Out of character.
make a dex check, Cloud. Yes, Talia?
Later, during the long rest, I gave myself the spell Alter Self. So, like, what if I, like, turned myself into Strahd and scared the Burgomaster?
Oh, Jesus
We
Christ.
can't. I rolled a 17.
All right. He just manages to and looks down at you and goes, "The Lady Wachter will protect us."
The lady.
Guards, this man has a knife. That's covered in blood. Fresh blood. Deal with it.
Who did he say?
And I
The
walk
lady
back
what? Will?
Lady, what will protect us?
Wachter.
Oh.
Wachter.
Lady.
Wachter.
Spell that one more time.
I just imagine the man is just yelling his name, and then he's like, "Let me say it again," and then he spells it.
And I'm still trying to tell the people around me, no, it's a puppet, you guys. I bought it from Blinsky, and I'm trying to tell people that it's not actually
Guards hear me say
Strahd,
that
it's a
he had a
puppet.
bloody knife.
No, people are screaming now and all speaking over each other.
Okay.
Eventually, the guards do manage to overtake civilians and send them back to their homes. A few of them stand watch over the man who's bleeding from his neck. And nat 20. The man who was standing next to you, Cloud, manages to slip away in all of the chaos. The woman who was booming voice steps down from the table, looks at the four of you. Find me.
Oh?
Did you just stab that guy?
I did not.
What is your name, just so we know when we're trying to find you? And do you have like a general idea of where you're gonna be? Because like I don't want to infer like.
Wachter. At my house.
Where's your house?
Yeah, I'm not.
I need more information.
Does anyone know if there's like a directory in town where like people like put where
Is
they
she gone?
live?
She is on her way. She walks down the street. Let me pull you back to the town map instead of just that.
Guys, do I try to make her stay?
I mean,
And she walks away.
Okay, never mind.
She walks up towards the north, away from the town square.
so like, am I correct in assuming that she's walking towards her house, or like, what do you guys think? Because
The guards approach and say, "Travelers, we need you to leave. Please return to the inn at once." I know that you don't have anywhere else to stay.
So,
Sounds good. Let's
so
follow her.
are there gonna be no more puppet shows? Is the festival
Not,
over?
no, go, rest, get out of here.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. So the festival's over? Like, there's not even gonna be any more archery?
It's over.
Jessamine, I like pull her along.
Okay.
And I'm like, let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow the lady.
I'll follow the lady too.
You can try.
I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna try to.
Okay. As you start to walk away, the guards kind of block off the road a bit, and they're like, "We told you to go back to the inn. I assume that's where you're staying. I know you don't live here."
Oh,
Actually,
a
that
friend actually
woman-
invited us to
Stay with her.
stay with
Yeah.
her. So we're just gonna go with her.
Roll deception.
Okay.
Follow.
Do I get advantage? Because
I can.
You get advantage.
Okay, I was gonna say.
That's not bad. Where's my?
Can I just
It's
like?
+0, so 14.
No.
The man scowls down at you and goes, "That's Lady Fiona Wachter. She doesn't invite guests over."
She just
Go-
invited us.
I'm gonna sneak past.
I'm gonna misty step.
I have my cloak of elven kind
Oh my
because
god.
I can attune automatically after I make it.
Make
Can
a
we
stealth.
all- Can we all make stealth checks?
I just
So I
misty
think-
stepped away.
I think how
Okay,
it works is I
um,
get advantage
You
and they have
vanish in
disadvantage,
front of
right?
the guard, and he's like, "What?"
I want to misty step. I think I can go. How many feet? I think I can go 30 feet. So I want to go up the road where I saw her walking away and try to get right by the edge of a building to slip behind so they don't know where I went.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I also make a stealth check. I got 19.
Guys, they're
I
gonna hate
guess.
me.
You want to sneak by him if you're standing right in front of him.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
gonna say.
I'm gonna walk away. Then I'm gonna stealth
Okay.
right there.
I got a 5. They know where I am.
Yes. The guard turns around and goes, "Get him!"
Running! I'm running after her.
I'm
Immediate
gonna.
Break down to chase after you.
Miss Wachter! You said we could stay with you!
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I think how this works. Either I have so I have
They-
advantage and
They have
to see me.
disadvantage on perception checks to see you.
Yeah, and it says that I also have advantage on stealth checks. I'm
Oh,
aware.
all right.
So
So
Yeah,
did
19.
all of the guards start running? Like, am I just left there?
No, there's more than two. Two of them ran after Cloud.
well, they
I
probably saw me.
start. Did everyone else go that way too?
Orson is about to. Talia's about to, depending on their roles.
I'm gonna try as well because those are my friends.
Cloud, you can stop running.
So
18.
Do I still need a roll, or did they just roll to see if they detect me? Like I just keep going.
You still need to make your stealth roll.
Okay, well
That is-
my stealth roll was not great.
That is 18 for stealth for me,
God
and I'm
damn
just,
it.
I'm just gonna like take my puppet and just. start
What was your
walking.
roll, Talia?
Mine was an 11.
Oh, with advantage?
Yeah,
Oh man.
I got
that
a
sucks.
9 and then a 3. What?
The guard sees you. He rolled a 12.
No.
Guys, I'm distracting the run.
One of them grabs Talia by the back of her cloak.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Oh,
And that was with disadvantage to see you.
Yeah.
They rolled a 14 and a 12.
That's so unfortunate.
I was so close.
Jessamine is able to sneak away. She slips off behind some houses.
Orson and Jessamine back at it again.
Dynamic
That's your stealth
duo.
roll?
It was 19.
All right.
We're a dynamic duo,
Orson
Orson.
is also able to sneak away. Cloud,
I'm running. I'm running after Lady Wachter and yelling at her. You said we could stay with you! Wait!
Fiona Wachter turns around and says, "I said no such thing,"
Oh,
and walks down the road.
That's not
You said-
helpful.
How far are the guards away?
They are 30 feet behind you. They have the same movement speed as you, so they're just running after you.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Does my Misty Step, can I do it like vertically?
You can teleport to any spot within 30 feet that you can see, but I think you can only do it once.
I can do it twice.
Now
'Cause
that you're.
it's not like a special ability. We talked about it. It's just a spell that gets added to my list, and I have two
Ooh.
slots.
Interesting.
At first,
Right.
I did think that it was because it was a special ability, but it's just one of the spells that I automatically learn as my class.
All right, you can try to Misty Step again.
Okay. Can I see any? Can I see the roofs of the buildings?
Yep, there are low roofs on either side of you. You're running along the road.
Yeah. Are they flat or are they like slanted?
Some of them are slanted, some of them are flat.
Okay. I'm gonna keep running until I see a. Oh, this is bad. Oh.
Make a decision. 5. They're catching
do
up
I
to
see
you.
an alley?
4.
Do I see an alley off to the side of me?
Not like a traditional one that you would imagine. These are pretty low houses. It's mostly residential here.
Misty Step on top of a building, running in a perpendicular, like 90-degree angle from the way I was, and I'm gonna try to like jump off and make my way down onto the next street and run back the other way.
Okay. You are still on the town map, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Do
There-
Orson
there
and I see
aren't
this?
really other streets.
Oh. Okay. Which street am I on?
You are on this main street here, going north.
Okay. I would Misty Step onto one of the tops of the buildings. Are the buildings close enough where I could maybe jump to another one?
Potentially.
Okay. I'm gonna get on top of one of the buildings, and to the nearest one that I can see, I'm gonna attempt to jump onto that one too.
Make a stealth check for me, for if they see you go onto the roof.
And do me and Orson see that since we're behind a building now?
Yeah.
18.
Presumably you can see it, yes, but it's pretty far away because ran.
Okay.
Can we still see Lady Rector?
She is continuing to walk down the street. She's turned off house.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep following after her until I see her house and know which one it is.
Okay.
Behind the houses, right?
Yeah, behind the house.
What
Yeah,
are the
I'm
guards
gonna-
doing with me? Did they just like stop me from going and I can just turn around and go the other way, or?
Yeah, they stopped you from going and they're going to escort you to the inn.
I'm just gonna follow Orson.
All right. Cloud, what was your roll?
18.
21.
I'm just like, I'm going back to the inn,
Wait,
and
what?
I'm just jumping until I can't jump onto another roof, and then I'll jump down and just run to the inn.
The guards are going to follow after you.
Sure.
We'll say that you make it to the inn before they're able to catch up with you. But as you make it to the door, they do catch up with you. You violated the law.
Oh God.
I'm just a little kid. Can I help? Oh.
Deception.
Okay. And with
What are the odds?
can I? Can I also? This is
Roll
not
for
gonna work.
deception.
My DC so low. Can I also cast Charm Person in saying that?
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I just digged myself into a deeper hole.
All right. As a first level, I
That
assume.
could go really bad, Jen.
I
Are
can
you
only
sure
do
you
it
want to
to
do
one of
that?
them, but I'll be like, to the one who looks more inexperienced, I'll be like, please, I'm just a little kid.
I'm just a kid.
And then she
Oh my God.
As a first level spell, because okay.
I don't
Um,
second level.
they have to make a They have to make a saving throw, right?
Yes. Wisdom 13.
14.
Do I still roll deception?
I'm pretty sure that they know.
They know they've been charmed.
Or that they had attempted to be charmed.
Guys, I might be going to jail.
The one that you attempted to charm kind of like stops and shakes his head for a second, and he goes, "You little shit."
That's me.
The
Am I killing the guards?
The one of them that did not get charmed pulls a pair of shackles from the back of his.
Oh no.
Hey, Orson.
And leans down towards you. He is going to attempt to grapple you to put those on.
And I have advantage.
You're going to resist.
You're going to resist!
Orson, I think that
Okay,
Cloud
good.
is in trouble.
Acrobatics, right?
And you go, I'm gonna make sure I can talk
Hey,
to her.
Spencer, is there any chance I would have heard any of this? Or am I just inside?
You've been escorted inside and into a room.
Because I wanted to walk out and be like, oh, there you are, son.
That would have been good. 24.
Okay, you do manage to wriggle out of the grasp, but there are 2 guards actively pursuing you.
Okay, is it possible to jump? How tall is the balcony on the inn?
It's like 15 feet up,
I was
and
gonna
you're
say,
3 feet tall.
yeah. Okay. I was gonna try to jump on his shoulders and then like jump and reach and climb up.
You can try. There are stairs that you can grasp onto, if not the balcony.
Also, Spencer,
I'm sorry, Spencer.
when we get the chance, John Michael wants to come say hi in the Zoom. So.
Cloud, roll acrobatics.
Okay. And I'm gonna shout, "Mom! Help me!" Oh, that's so good.
Can I make a perception check to see if I hear him say mom?
Sure.
I'm yelling as loud as I can. 18 plus 7 is 25.
You managed to jump onto his shoulders, and
That's
then
like nat 20 and 23.
great, you heard him. You grab onto his shoulder, or jump onto his shoulders, and he goes, "Oh, what the?" And before he manages to grasp onto you, you jump up and grab onto the like diagonal railing of the stairs. The guard that is closer to the stairs is going to reach up and try to grab you.
Okay, is this another grapple attempt?
Oh no.
Yep, make your roll.
Oh my god.
He really hates this, got nibbled this.
No, I said fuck because he rolled a nat 20.
I did not, but it's still 23.
Yeah, he manages to grab onto you and he slams you down onto the ground.
No.
Help me, they're not my parents!
Is there like a balcony off of my room or something?
You know,
where I can-
Yeah.
the most ironic thing about this
They
is
took you to
that
the cheap room that has the balcony that like you have to enter from outside.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk out my door and kind of see this happening and be like,
They're taking me! Help me!
Both of you roll for deception.
I haven't done anything yet.
Cloud, you are actively pinned down and shackled now.
No.
you find the
Um,
police.
Help!
Is there anything you'd like to do or say?
Me?
Help him.
Yes, you.
Try.
Fund the police.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you everywhere.
Deception is 18, and considering plus 0, that's really good.
Under normal circumstances, I would let him roll against a deception check. However, considering the fact that you attempted to charm one and failed, and have already teleported twice, and directly gone against their orders several times, I'm just gonna say that they don't believe.
Oh god.
It's my
Something tells me.
Kill them! Set it on fire! Help me!
No. No.
I really
The other
tried.
guard uses his shackles to pin them on your ankles. He goes, "You're going away."
Hey guys, this was fun.
They pick you up and they drag you off towards the Burgomaster's mansion.
You guys aren't gonna do anything about this?
You know
Me and
what's funny?
Orson aren't there.
I don't know what to do because then if I'm captured too, then no one's gonna know how to get to you. So I have to be okay so I can tell them what happened.
Orson, you do manage to see the Lady Wachter goes into her house right over here. It's this one with the orange roof.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Maybe this is a good time to take a short break and have John Michael come say hi. Okay, we are going
trying
to
to
be
figure out what
right back.
I'm trying to figure out what I
I've decided.
Back.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, everyone. Cloud's in jail.
Yep.
I have a few ideas how to get out, though.
Don't
That's
do
good.
anything. Just
Okay.
don't do anything, please. We'll get you out.
I won't become a hooker. If
No, that's
Rip.
no.
That was
Okay.
what I was hoping you
Wait.
were gonna say.
Wait.
I'm gonna pull my cloak above my head and go and find Jasmine and Orzen.
Well, now that we know where she lives, I tell Jasmine, since we know where she lives, let's go back.
Okay, yeah. I just want to say I'm really glad that we are here together, working together. I think we make an excellent team.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
super-
whatever. Let's go back. Can I
Okay.
start walking?
Sure, there's no time. We'll talk about it later, okay?
I'm like really excited to tell Cloud and Talia.
While they're dragging me, or however they're doing
Oh
it,
yeah,
I'm just
where
like,
is that happening?
this is an entirely huge misunderstanding. If we just stop and take a second to talk, I'm sure I can tell you exactly what happened.
The guard throws you onto the ground. He looks down at you and says, "This isn't a misunderstanding. I gave you an order. You ran away. You are the one who disobeyed the law here. Even if you're a visitor, that doesn't give you any more agency than anyone else.
I'm sorry.
I have very clear instructions. Alright? Now just shut up. I'm gonna take you to jail.
My mom will come for me, though.
I'm very glad to hear that."
Okay, we're walking back. Like behind the houses though, so that we could.
I'm continuing to practice my Strahd voice.
Right.
And then I'm trying to sneakily, I guess I'm trying to sneakily follow Cloud at a very far distance, but still trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to find Jasmine and Orza, but I don't want to lose track of Cloud, and I'm going crazy.
You can see they walk down one of the main bigger side roads, and they take him to the burgomaster's house.
Oh no. Shit.
Is this the jail? Why are we going? What's happening?
I told you to shut up. And he smacks you on the back of the head.
I feel like I have rights.
Not here, you don't.
Wait, gnomes are people too.
What the fuck is a gnome?
And that's what I am. Genius. God.
Oh god.
Hang on just a
Making this so much worse for himself.
Oh my god.
Honestly, Cloud big dumb right now.
You know what? Hey, I have to say something. You were all stealthing away. I was going to be stealthy, and then I rolled a 5. So it's not entirely my fault. I had a good plan.
Or you could have just.
It was not a good.
It was not
Or
a
you
good
could.
plan.
Or you could have just stayed
you
there.
could have done what I did, and when you get
He's
caught,
very gorgeous to me.
back.
You could have just let us handle it. Why'd you gotta be the hero here?
It's
It's
in my
a
nature. Neutral.
Well, it's also in my nature, but you stopped me.
It's in my nature to make sure everyone's calm and has their tea.
So I'm at the Burgermaster. Why am I? Why?
The burger.
Master.
Jessamine's gonna stroll up and be like, "So why are you called the Burger Master? Do you make cheeseburgers? What sliders? Maybe I don't know."
As you approach the house, the other guard, the one that isn't carrying you, throws a sack over your head and leads you inside.
I don't think that's.
After a few minutes, they pull the sack back off of your head, and you're in what looks to be a modestly comfortable bedroom.
Bedroom.
There's a bed. There's a table against the wall. Let me go ahead and.
Guys, this is where Cloud dies.
Yeah, that's what you said last time
When?
in the Abbey.
Oh, but also, I thought I was gonna die. I had 6 hit points, and I was facing an angel. So.
Hang on just one second.
If anyone wants to suggest,
You're in a modestly comfortable bedroom. There's nothing unusual. It's pretty empty in here. There's one window and it's barred off. And then there's the door, which is heavy, made of steel, and presumably locked.
Am I still in shackles?
Yes. You can still walk around a little bit. The shackles have like a chain that connects them. They're not like held together by an iron bar.
Well, if no one's in here, I might as well look around, right?
All right. It's empty. There's the low bookshelf in the corner. There's nothing really on top of it. There's the bed. As far as you can tell, there's nothing above or below it. Just the bed. It's pretty empty. Nothing here seems unusual.
What books are on the wall?
Just basic stuff. There's some absolutely enthralling romantic fiction.
Ooh.
I'll pick one up and start reading it.
As best you can with your hands shackled behind your back.
Oh, yeah, I kind of like... Am I tall enough to reach the shelf it's on?
It's low. It's like... It's the height of like a desk, and there's not very many books on it. And with that, I'm going to cut to the rest of the party.
Sure.
We'll go back to the town map instead of the black screen with a single bedroom.
Oh, God.
All right. Welcome back, you three. We'll say that Talia was able to successfully meet up with you guys. You bumped into her on your way back to the inn.
Okay.
Hey, Talia. Oh, we know
Hey,
where she
what's
lives.
up? We found her.
That was a dumbass and got himself arrested.
What?
Wait, you're kidding? After all the guys stopped me from making commotion in town square, he got himself arrested.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Let's
Really
try
important
to
thing here, what was
remain
it? But
clear, calm heads about this and come up with a plan. I don't think
he's at the
that.
Burgomaster's mansion.
Oh no, that is cause for freaking out. Okay. Maybe I get out some chamomile and I'm like, maybe if we show up and we smile a lot and we tell him how great the festival was, we can find out a way to get Cloud out of there. Perhaps.
Offer
Well,
favor.
we could just approach and just ask him like, hey, we know our friend did wrong, and like,
I mean,
just-
maybe there is bail that we could possibly pay to get him out.
I really don't want to
He'll
pay
offer a
bail
favor in
to.
return. Maybe
I
he'll-
really don't want to pay bail to a man that's just dragged a soldier through the streets.
I understand, but I know
I'd
that
rather kill the guy, and just free him.
that could create some mayhem in the
I
town.
think he's already creating a lot of mayhem on his own.
It's true, but that would cause mayhem pointed at us, and then they would have to find a new leader, and then Strahd would be in more of a position to take over, and I just don't think that that's something...
Strahd's pretty much taken over this whole thing. The whole fog thing is his thing, so like.
I
But
just...
besides the point, let's just walk over to the Burgomaster, and if he doesn't cooperate, we'll see where it goes from there.
I think that our first priority should be saving Cloud, since he is
Yes, I
part of
agree.
it.
So that's why we're going to approach there, ask him to take him out, and then if he doesn't, we'll figure something out on the way.
Okay, but let's again try to maintain clear heads and have our wits
And I
about
start
us.
walking down the street to the Burgomaster.
Yes, meet and I'm like, I'm sure that there is something he may need from us, so we can always offer a favor in exchange.
Maybe he wants my Strahd puppet.
You know, perhaps.
Orson tries to use telepathy. He's not very versed in it. I don't think he is, but he's trying to say like no. trying to use some kind of body motion or like something like that. But anyways, I keep walking down.
I start to walk down too.
You make it down the street, and eventually you come upon the Burgomaster's mansion. It has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where where the plaster's fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window, including a large, arched opening above the mansion's double entrance doors.
I knock.
As you knock on the door, a small woman, well, large compared to you, answers as she opens the door. Hello? Who are
Hi.
you three?
We are adventurers that are staying in town, and it seems that
Oh, you're the visitor.
yes,
Okay.
and it seems that one of our friends got into a little bit of trouble and is currently here. And we were wondering if we could just have a quick word with the burgomaster to see if there was something we could do or what will happen to him.
Oh, you're with the
Had a
short one.
nervous breakdown at the
Sorry, he's a little bit temperamental and
That's
kind of
best
just
way.
acts on a whim.
when we are not able to
That's
keep
the
like
way
a
to
tight
say.
leash on him, he goes a little bit off book and crazy. So it would be of the best interest to release him back to us so we can keep control over him.
We'll punish him. We'll
and
punish him
leave.
for you guys.
Deception, Talia?
Deception? Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, that hit my keyboard.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
usually that means it's cocked, right?
Yeah.
What was that, Talia?
13, but it like rolled off of something. But
She rolled poorly. She's like, oh, all right. Let me just come in.
Thank you so much. Would you like any tea? I happen to have some chamomile, some black tea.
Thank you, that's all right. Normally, that's my job.
Oh, what a nice job to have, just serving tea to people. I would love that job. What kind of tea do you have?
Just about every kind that we have here in Valaki.
Do you
Just
feel
please come.
comfortable? Oh, sure. I walk in, I place... Oh, is there like... When we enter, is it like a kitchen area?
No.
Okay. Because I was going to say I placed the
As you
Strahd
walk
puppet
in,
in one of the
there,
chairs.
There are framed portraits lining the walls of this grand foyer, which it features a large staircase that with a sculpted railing that leads upstairs. There's a long carpeted hallway attached to the foyer and has several doors leading away from it on this floor, including one at the very far end over here. Bundles of twigs are heaped against the walls.
Inside?
Yes. These things lining the hallway are bundles of twigs.
We can't see anything. It's still on the... It's on the map where Cloud is, and everything else is Fog of War.
Oh, you have to scroll down.
Oh, okay. I see.
I guess, can we walk upstairs? Or were we told to stay
I
in
think
here?
we should wait for her.
Yeah.
We should wait for her. I didn't realize that she's
Yes, please wait here. I will grab the burgomaster.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
She leads you over to this room over here. Ta-da! It's a parlor. It's like a waiting room for you guys to wait for the burgomaster in.
Oh, how nice.
I put my Strahd puppet in one of the chairs.
She, after you enter the room, she closes the door and then walks away to go get the burgomaster.
I like prop him up into the chair next to the table, make sure everything's like he's like got good posture, just stands up, and then I go to sit on the couch.
I kind of fiddle with my my hand crossbow a little bit and just see, check it out a little bit. a little bit.
I'm just gonna go sit in this little chair. Or no, I like
I was gonna say that's where I put Strahd.
Not long after you sit down, the burgomaster comes in. Hello, travelers. Welcome to my home. I saw you at the festival earlier. I hope you enjoyed yourselves before that unsightly event.
It was a lot of fun. I actually purchased this puppet from the jester.
He turns and sees the Strahd puppet in the chair and jumps before
No,
looking back to you.
It's just a puppet. Sorry about that.
I don't approve of Blinsky's selling of devil appearances.
Yeah, we're
but
not really a fan of it either, but you know.
Yeah, it just was the least disturbing thing that he sold, and I really wanted a toy.
I would disagree with you on that. I think that the devil is the most disturbing thing here.
I think that's fair. It was
There's other
just a lot of
disturbing
the
things in this town as
a lot
well.
of the other ones depicted children dying, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, there's just a lot of
So
disturbing
you might be
things.
wondering why we're here, unless she filled you in.
Yes, she told me basics, that you're here for the short one.
Yeah.
You
I-
have another, though your head is a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I am
we
short
would just like
also,
to-
but we are not the same.
We would just like to apologize on his behalf. He tends to
The bats and stuff were a little it kind of shook everybody up, and
I think he may have had a nervous break. And if there's any way that we could convince you to return him to our care, that would be
He's a
great.
little wild. I'll just say.
and we're planning on leaving too.
And we'll punish him ourselves. How about that?
I will gladly return your friend to you. However, I feel as though he's earned a little bit of punishment for treating my guards so.
What did you have in mind with that? Maybe we could help.
Well, he will be staying alone for now. He's comfortable, do not worry. We've set him up in a bedroom. He has adequate sleeping quarters. He will be starved for a few days before we turn him back into your care. And frankly, we would do well to not have this hooligan in our town again. I'm afraid that if we see him again, we are going to have to confiscate his weapons to provide that he does not cause a scene like he did this time.
Okay, here's the deal.
Right.
We actually have a lot to do.
We
and
just got hired for a job, actually, that does
And-
require returning here to, we basically got hired to retrieve stolen items for someone at the inn, and so it would require having to return here to return those items to him once they are found.
Well, I mean, we could just stay with, like, one of us could stay with Cloud
Okay.
outside of town.
I would rather have him out as soon as possible. So here's the thing. We are currently on a mission to stop this devil that you keep talking about.
It is very true, that is...
So we are going to meet him.
He laughs for a few seconds. I'm sorry, but I think that if stopping this devil were possible, it would have been done a couple hundred years ago.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. We have a way to.
We have special magic stuff.
So do we.
That's really great, but also it's kind of was told in our fortune that this was our mission, and so even if it ends up being
By
impossible,
Nadja?
Hey, look. I understand that we are horrified with the actions of our friend, but could it be argued that the commotion was not his fault, but that of the whatever bat situation happened that sent everyone on edge?
Well, yes, but immediately following that, he directly disobeyed our orders
He was very stressed out.
fled and tried to use magics to win over my guards. I'm afraid that's just not the type of behavior that's allowed here.
What is?
I'm with you.
Ruffians you might be familiar with, but we are not that sort of people here.
Of course.
Disagree with that statement.
I just want to circle back just a little bit and say that I know that you might see it as impossible beating the Devil's Strahd, but I would at least think that you would be thankful that we are attempting.
I don't think that's what's important right now, Jess.
I'm just trying to keep everyone's wits about them and our heads calm. We understand that punishment is in order. We understand that. I think that we are just still recovering from the events at the festival ourselves. It was a little unsettling, the bats and such. So,
How about this? How about you just confiscate his weapons, set him free until he leaves town?
Perhaps we could come to an arrangement.
Please?
Is
We don't
there...
want any trouble.
We are adventurers, so if there is
maybe we
favor?
could take care of something for you, do something on your behalf. Perhaps there is...
Maybe a little bit of community service.
Yeah, we could do
Well,
community service.
There is a bit of civil unrest in the town.
Sure.
You have picked up on that. Mainly led by a woman named Fiona Wachter. She is of great trouble to not only me, but to the overall happiness of the town.
Absolutely.
And people who live
Simply
here.
dress me.
Where does she live?
Up towards the north of town. Make your way to the church. There's a small side road that will lead to her house. It's pretty plain to see where she lives.
Okay, great. We could definitely go have a sort of conversation on your behalf, figure out what's going on with that. Is there anything specific you want done, really?
I would like you to rid us of her, if you may.
Okay, okay.
How you do that will be left to your own discretion. Of course, I prefer if there is not any bloodshed, but
Of course.
if
We
it comes to that, my guards will turn a blind eye.
Great. That is great to know. I think that we can definitely go have a conversation with Lady Wachter. We will go take care of that and then return to talk about our friend.
Great.
Thank you for your hospitality. This parlor is very nice. Do you have any books in there for him? He does like to read.
Just what my wife would have left in there.
And I'm sure that was great taste in books there.
Cloud, just for a frame of reference, some of the romance novels that are in there, from just a very cursory glance, they're closer to porn than they are to a romance novel.
Oh my god.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Well, I mean,
There are books. He will be cared for. He will get water.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Now, please take care of this little problem for me.
Absolutely. And I go and I pick up my Strahd puppet and I start walking towards the door.
I kind of am trying my hardest to not glare at him. As I walk to the door. There's something else I'm thinking.
And I'm pretty sure Talia would follow us too.
Yep.
Yes, she's just
Yeah,
having
sure.
tech.
Sorry, hold on.
No problem. Once we exit, I turn to Orzen, because Cloud, you have Goodberry, right? You have the spell?
Yeah.
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 I turn to Orzen and I say, I don't think we should worry too much about the starvation aspect. He does have good berry. He should be fine. And lucky for us, we needed to go to Lady Walker's house anyway. This kind of works out, right?
Oh, yeah. Afterwards, we can probably kill the Burgomaster and move on our way.
We can
Anyways,
talk about that at a later time.
I start walking towards Lady
Jessamine kind of like hurries up to try to catch up and be like, I don't know if we should be too hasty about that. Maybe we should talk about
As
it.
you start to
I'm not
walk
being
in-
hasty at all.
Happen.
We're
Sorry, what,
just
Molly?
the Burgomaster told us that he would like us to take care of Lady Walker, and then we are heading towards her house.
Cool.
take care of, meaning run her out of town or kill her, or as long as she's out of his hair.
Right.
Oh, hell.
I don't know how well that's going to go.
I rather annoy the shit out of him. So let's go let's go there and work with her.
Oh god.
As you begin to walk down the road, you hear the doors to the Burgomaster's mansion open and then close again. And a gruff voice calls out, "Hey, halt!"
I stop walking.
I turn around to where I hear the voice.
You see the man with the deformed, spiky arm standing in the doorway.
Hi, how could we
But
help
yeah, you had a girl.
Yes, we
What's her
did.
name?
Irina.
I see.
Do you know of her?
Thank you for your time. He turns and goes back into the house.
I don't think that he told us everything that he could have with that.
Well, people have their secrets, just me. And then with that, I start walking towards his house. A little annoyed, and by a little I mean a lot annoyed with the Burgomaster.
I
All right.
get out a chamomile tea bag and I start trying to wave it in front of his nose.
And I think that that's a good stopping point for today.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So at least now we have an excuse to go to her house that isn't suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's part of a job. Cloud,
Sorry, I really tried.
I know, but
I think the point was
I
that
had
you
rolled
shouldn't
a
have
5 on
tried.
that stealth check.
I know the dice didn't want you to do it today. They just so the chat wants to know if we are meeting at the same time next week or if we are going to discuss a different time.
That's a good question.
No matter what, once it is decided, I will update it on my Twitch stream schedule. So if you check back with that, it should still be on Sunday regardless. It's just whether we'll start at 9 a.m. PST or play at night. But we will discuss that, and if you check my Twitch stream schedule just before Sunday, you should see it on there. We'll have a conversation, and then when we decide, I will update it. Thank you for asking. But yeah, Cloud, I think you'll be okay. You do have the good berry spell, so like you're not gonna starve.
I thought it was like
If they take my herb pouch, I might not.
Oh.
Do I still have all my stuff on me?
Not all of it. Yeah, you don't have your weapons.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Mhm.
All I need is a sprig of mistletoe, so I don't know why.
I would say anything else suspicious on you was taken away.
Okay.
Is mistletoe suspicious? Yeah.
I have to look at your inventory to tell you what.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
I don't think a pouch full of herbs was considered too suspicious. They would have.
Yeah, I will tell you, I don't have the mirror, and I don't have the dream pastries.
Okay.
I
well, you
need
put the dream pastries in my inventory.
Yeah, the dream pastries are in the bag of holding. The mirror is in the bag of holding.
So let me
Yeah.
take those out of my inventory.
I think the human head was in the bag of holding.
Oh,
Was it not?
I think it was.
I think we did put it
Yeah.
in there.
I think didn't I refuse to take it?
Didn't we just take a vial
Absolutely.
instead?
No, someone. We definitely took the head. Someone
No, we
took the
took
head.
the head. But I feel like I feel like I gave it to Talia because it was
And
sealed.
I think I remember Talia refusing to take it.
Okay,
So
so
it's
I
definitely
might have a
with you.
human head.
Okay, so let's say they confiscated the human head,
That
That's
does
fine.
seem
Oh my
pretty
God.
suspicious.
and they took away your spell scroll.
Oh no.
Okay,
Rip.
that's fine. I haven't used it yet, and I was gonna
Oh,
sell
and
them.
your gems. They took your gems as well.
Are they gonna keep them? Because I want them back.
Talk to the cops about it.
Don't call them.
A cob.
Fuck the police.
He's on the police.
Personally, I pronounce it as ACAB,
A cab. That too.
like Captain Ahab.
A cab. Yeah, did you see the messages that we sent to each other when
Yes.
that was happening? Okay.
I was saying, when they're first arresting Cloud, I was like, deep on the police, deep on the police.
Oh my god.
I tried, guys. I didn't know what. I mean, I could have just
You
listened.
could have just listened.
There.
Listen.
This cop was held accountable. He laughed.
It's true. It's true. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how this goes. We're gonna talk to Lady Walker next week, see what happens with that.
Do I?
I have
Am
plans
I
for next-
gonna be there next week?
Why not?
Or is it, well, because I don't even know if I'm gonna. I'm probably still gonna be in jail the entire
Well,
time.
it's gonna do the thing where like it switches
We'll
to
also,
you
we'll
to
also
see what
break
happens.
you out.
Yeah.
If we can't break you out one way, we'll break you out another way.
Yeah.
And that would probably mean fighting out
I do
Winter.
have plans for you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. But with that, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Yes, thank you, all of you.
My schedule should be updated by Friday, the latest, to see what time we're meeting on Sunday. We're going to talk about it. Thank you again. See you next week.
I like Bash Guy's ideas.
Yeah, me too. I hope you are here again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was just-